Good morning, everybody. I am Sandra Zuniga, and I am excited to welcome you to the Inner Sunset for the Fix It launch in Inner Sunset. I'm really excited to be here. Just really wanted to first and foremost thank our mayor for his leadership in this program. Fix It is a multi-agency collaboration coordinating services neighborhood by neighborhood. We're focusing on one neighborhood a month. This month it is our Inner Sunset residents and their neighborhood. So without further ado, again, thanking the mayor for his vision and his leadership, Mayor Edley.
Thank you, Sandy. Sandy's got a great title. She's called the Fix It leader for the city. I want to say thank you to Supervisor London Breed for joining us this morning. She is a leader on board, obviously our board president, but also for our neighborhoods, and particularly for the ones she represents. She wants everything fixed. She wants it fixed yesterday. Yeah. But I also want to say thank you to both of our captains of Terraville and of Park stations for being here as well. Our homeless outreach teams that are part of the Fix It teams, thank you very much. It's a difficult job, but you're helping improve lives for everybody. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And that's why we put together a new department to really be dedicated and focused on the outcomes for our people on the streets. I want to say thank you to Rec and Park that's part of this team, to DPW that I used to head. And I know that they're happy because they always said, we can't do it by ourselves. We need all of our partners. And so they've got the partners because the Fix It teams, as Sandy will explain time and time again, is a coordinated multi-department that has everything from our neighborhood service leaders, our Rec and Park people, our health department. In fact, we have a mental health person on the team that's part of the outreach teams, and their services were needed just this morning as we were coming down this block. They're seeing some individuals that said they needed some assistance, and they were given that assistance, not necessarily by police, but by homeless outreach workers. But our police department is here too, because they're a part of this entire effort, not just the Fix It teams. This is to also say that through the budget and through the leadership of the board, through activists like Andrea is here today, to remind us our budget's for the people of San Francisco. And I just had the privilege of signing a $9.6 billion budget this Monday with the support of the board. And in that budget, we said that we heard our neighbors, and they want safe and clean neighborhoods. They want safe neighborhoods that will be reflected in the additional officers that the budget provides for. We're in a hurry to get to the 1,971 charter mandated officers so that captains like Sanford and Flaherty can stop burning my ears through the chief. That we need more officers so that we can respond to exactly what the residents want, which is let's stop that neighborhood crime levels that are rising. Let's make sure that we pay attention to car break-ins, to burglaries, to the feeling of being safe on a neighborhood street like this street that we're on, whether it's Lincoln, Irving, or 9th Street along the way. This is a major thoroughfare, day and night. And with outside lands just beginning this weekend, I want everybody, visitors and residents alike, and neighborhood shops to feel their customers, their residents are all feeling safe on the streets, because if you don't feel safe, then you don't feel this is part of your city. And this is just the beginning. We started the Safe and Neighborhood, Clean Neighborhoods program in Castro Market. This is the second. I know that Supervisor Breed is excited because we're taking this to Fillmore and Divisadero next. And after that, it's Chinatown, Mission Geneva. And in the next 3 years, we're going to cover, with Sandy's leadership and all of the team leaderships that we have here, over 100 neighborhoods in the next 3 years to make sure they're safe, they're clean, to make sure the Fix It teams are there. And you saw, and I just saw the Fix It teams. They're working on everything from graffiti on the poles, fixing up the parking meters, broken lights, holes in the sidewalk so that a chihuahua won't fall into the hole in the sidewalk, as we learned recently that may have happened, to just neighborhood cleanups. Everything should be fixed. And we should be proud of a city that's passing a $9.6 billion budget, that it ought to be in the neighborhoods. And this is what we're reflective in. That's why safe and clean neighborhoods is a priority for me. And we'll be bringing this to many other neighborhoods across the city. But we wanted to demonstrate what a concentrated, multi-agency kind of coordination could look like after they're through. And I think you're going to see this happen all over the city. And I'm glad to see it done. And I know that the residents of the neighborhoods feel that this is the kind of love that they wanted out of this. And I think this budget will, again, reflect all the things that we want to do for the residents throughout the city to make it safer, make it cleaner, and improve the services within city government. I've wanted to make sure we have this kind of government because I've worked in this government, had the privilege of working it now approaching 30 years. And I've always been about improving the way we do things and making sure that we don't work in our individual silos, because sometimes that's just not recognized. And by the way, we have the director of 311. We've asked people, invest in calling in the things that you're concerned about. And I have the privilege of making sure that that call-in is documented and responded to immediately by all the different departments that we're working in. So it is truly a team that we're all putting together to make Fix-It, to make safe and clean neighborhoods really happen all over the city. So I'm glad to see it. I'm also glad to support neighborhood businesses as well. So I'll be having lunch someplace in the parklet. I think Arizmendi is on the menu, as well as some local ice cream parlor, I hope. Do I get that this year? Did I get it rewarded? Okay, all right. Honey Cream, I think that's the name it's relatively new. But I want to say, again, that you'll see us out in the neighborhoods, because this is where our budget priorities ought to be. And this is where, when they hear at City Hall that they passed a pretty large budget, I want them to feel that budget right in these neighborhoods. And I think the team members here are very proud of the work they're doing. They should get all the credit for connecting up with the neighbors. So with that, Sandy? Right?
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Lee. Someone who has been a champion for neighborhoods for many years and working hard to fix a lot of things, our board president and supervisor, London Breed.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Inner Sunset. I'm really honored to not only be here, but represent this district. Thank you to the mayor and the many city departments that are going to help make this neighborhood an even better community for everyone to live and to thrive. I was the former director of the African American Art and Culture Complex. And when we made improvements on that building, investing $2.5 million into renovating the place and making it beautiful, I noticed a difference. When someone would drop something on the ground, whether it was in the building or out, I saw kids picking up trash. I saw kids going out and painting the graffiti that would sometimes get placed on the building. I saw people from the community planting trees and doing whatever we could to make sure that we protected our space, we protected our building, we protected our community. Doing this work is an important part of protecting the community and making the community better. When you have pride in your community, all of a sudden you notice a difference. And so that's what this is about, making sure that the dollars we invest in all of these city departments make it out to the residents all over the city so that the quality of life improves. It's not just about picking up trash. It's not just about covering up graffiti. It's about making sure that we all play a role. And the residents of these communities can play a role in helping us to combat some of the issues that they encounter, especially calling 311 when you notice that there's dumping or illegal dumping or trash, when you notice that there's graffiti, when you want to report something that's not an emergency, call 311. And when there is an emergency, when you see a crime happening, the car break-ins or anything else, make sure that you call our police department and report those crimes. Working together, communicating and reporting things, it's what's going to help change the city for the better. I'm committed to this. I know our mayor's committed to this. I know our police department is committed to this. I want to thank the folks who are here from 311 and the HOT team, the homeless outreach team, especially because I call them frequently to get services. We know that we have challenges in the city, but we can't just criticize what's not happening. We got to focus on solutions and make sure we're investing the dollars on what needs to happen in order to get the job done so that each and every resident can feel the difference that a $9.6 billion budget makes. More housing, more transportation, better quality of life, safety. We are investing, we're doing the work every single day. Thank you all so much for being here, and let's keep working to make District 5 and the city and county of San Francisco even better in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, President Breed. So President Breed touched on it a little bit. One of the my favorite pieces of this job is the relationships I get to build and the community that helps me decide and determine where to focus. So Andrea Jadwin is a community member that I've had the pleasure of working with for many years, but specifically I'll be working with her in the Inner Sunset. So I'd like to introduce her to you.
Hi, I'd like to thank the mayor and the representatives from the city agencies for coming out today. And also to stress that it's not about today. We are a Western neighborhood that often doesn't get a lot of attention from City Hall, and our tax dollars often go to other neighborhoods. But we do have problems, and we feel powerless and frustrated with repeated car break-ins, watching people struggle with mental illness on the street, dodging trash and other worse things. And I'm happy that Sandra and the mayor recognize that these problems are all connected. They shouldn't be dealt with separately. The city agencies need to work together. Trash, crime, mental illness, all those things have to be dealt with in a new way, because what we're doing is, in the past, clearly is not working, or it's not working in my opinion. So I'm psyched to have everybody here today. The streets already look way cleaner than they were yesterday. And I hope that this will be more than a one-day event, and that a month from now and 2 months from now and 6 months from now, we'll see the same improvements. And I also want to offer the efforts of volunteers in the community in whatever way the city agency needs to make these things happen. And reporting things on 311 is certainly a great start. So thank you to everybody who's here today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrea. So that concludes our launch of Fix It for the Inner Sunset. We'll take a few questions.
Nobody brought their brooms?